Most people think making six figures means financial freedom, but the truth, it's a lie.
There's a 74% chance you've made the same financial mistake that's keeping millions of Americans living paycheck to paycheck.
And by 2054, Black America faces the unthinkable.
By 2054, that African Americans will have zero to negative net worth.
Retirement? Out of reach for most.
The average 401k balance right now is only about $131,700. The average IRA balance, $127,534. Family, that's not even close to what you need to retire comfortably.
And credit cards? They're not convenience, they're chains.
You're paying 20% interest on McDonald's. You're paying 20% interest on a vacation. We're paying 20% interest on liability.
Even high earners aren't safe.
48% of individuals who make above $100,000 can't even afford a $1,000 emergency fund. They say by 2054, African Americans will have zero to negative net worth. In simplest terms, pretty much they're saying that we will be in the red. I've dedicated the last 15 years of my life to help African Americans, and not just African Americans, but everyone, and get out of the red and get into the black. We're building a community of individuals who want to get out of debt, who want to build wealth, and get into the black. We are almost at 1 million community members who are aligning with that vision, with that mission. But oftentimes I get messages saying, man, I'm in the community, but then you're not subscribed. One of the simplest things and a free thing that you can do to help keep Neatness Network and the table going is simply hitting that subscribe button. We are almost at 1 million subscribers. At the time of recording this, we're at 980,000, it's 20,000 more. And man, I'm simply and super excited that you, if you have subscribed, thank you for being a part of this community. It's a lot of great things going, but if you haven't, can you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and join this amazing community of people that by 2054, they don't want to be a part of that stat. They want to be amongst the individuals who are consumer debt-free, building wealth, passing down legacy, and enjoying their life. Do me a favor before we get into today's show, hit that subscribe button and share today's show. Hey, thank you. Let's get to it. If you're watching this video right now, today's show, there's a 74% chance you've made the same financial mistake that's keeping millions of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. And here's the part that's going to 100% blow your minds. Did you know that 43% of people who know about this mistake that I'm about to teach on today still haven't done anything to fix it? So family, I want to ask you up front, are you one of them before I even talk about this mistake? And when I talk about this mistake, I really want you to be honest, because the greatest enemy to our success, remember I've been teaching this, is our excuse. And what's the excuse? To overlook the issue that's preventing us from moving forward. So now before we dive into today's show, I want to be real with you for a second. I'm not going to be sugarcoating anything on today's episode. We are on a mission to get into the black and out of the red. For new people who maybe just now have joined this show, I'm not saying that this is specifically for Black people, while I do have a passion for African Americans. But when I say in the black, that is the new name of our community. Because in the red simply means that we have a negative net worth, because they are suggesting by 2054 that African Americans will have zero to negative net worth. And so our new mission, our new community is all about getting out of the negative and into the black, into the positive, so that way we can build wealth. What I'm about to share with you comes from a recent bank rate survey, and the numbers are honestly heartbreaking. But here's the good news. If you stick with me for the next few minutes, to be exact, give me 25 to 30 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to avoid becoming another statistic. I am sick and tired of people within my community being in the statistic when we should be out of it and creating a new one. So I want to talk about the 5 financial mistakes. Because according to this survey, there are 5 major financial regrets that are destroying American dreams. And man, when I read these, it hit me hard because I've made about half of these mistakes myself. And I say, yo, I gotta have this conversation with my family. And one of the things that I'm really trying to do within this show is make sure that I'm coming to you with actual facts and relating to you with where you currently are. Here's number 1. Here is mistake number 1. Not saving for retirement early enough and early on. A lot of us within our community hate the word retirement because I don't really know if I'll ever retire from what I love doing. But I do want to have myself in a position to where I no longer have to work at all to generate and to produce income. So we can call that retirement. We can call that, our wealth years, whatever we want to call it. But the number 1 mistake that a lot of us are making is we're not saving and investing for our future. 22% of Americans say this is their biggest regret. Listen, the average 401k balance right now is only about $131,700. The average IRA balance, $127,534. Family, that's not even close to what you need to retire comfortably. Here's the thing. Experts say you should have 1 year's salary saved by age 30. And eventually 10 times your year's salary by the time of quote unquote retirement. But with the average American making about $67,920, most people are nowhere near where they need to be. And if I'm going to be honest with you on today's show, this used to be me. If I'm being honest with you, even going even deeper, I was so focused on just getting by that I wasn't even thinking about my future. Let me go deeper because I believe in being vulnerable on this show because no matter what, people can clip it. And I'm already healed from it. Man, I was so focused on getting the ladies. I was so focused on trying to get the wrong type of woman that honestly, I missed out on the right type of woman because I was so focused on things that was pleasing my flesh. So I will get the money in, but I will go out and spend it on nice things. Before taking care of my responsibilities, before investing into my 401k, before investing into my business, but before stepping out and doing what God told me to do. I was so focused on, I made a lot of money. I've been making a lot of money since I was almost 28 years old. 6 figures. But I was blowing it. But here's what changed for me. I remember the day I realized I was financially behind. I was looking at my account balance and it hit me. It hit me dead in my stomach that if I kept going the way that I was going, I'll be working until I died. I want to stress that just a little bit for you. If I keep going the way that I was going, I will work until the day the Lord calls me home. I won't have time to enjoy my nephews and nieces and their children. I won't have time to, take my wife. I get emotional when I think about this. I won't have the capabilities and the time to be able to take my wife and say, babe, let's go live in Africa for a year, 2 years. Let's go live in London for a year or two. Baby, where you want to go? Kids are at the house. Your kids are at the house. Like, man, we got time and we got money. We don't have to get up every single day and work. And that hit me right around 30, 31 years old. And I was like, yo, I cannot be that guy at 50, 55 years old to where I have to get up. You will not be the guy, Anthony, where you have to drive for Uber because you didn't make the wise decisions when you were younger. That is when I knew something had to change. So I started sitting down with a financial advisor. I started investing into, apps like Moo. As a matter of fact, we're going to put that app up here right now, because right now, if you invest into Moo, they're going to give you up to $1,000 with a NVIDIA stock. Open up an account with $100. They're going to give you some, I don't know how much free stock in NVIDIA, but if you can do anything between 100 to 1,000 to 5,000, you name it. I started investing into the stock market because I realized, write this down, man. If we can put this on the screen, put this on the screen. But average people exchange time for money. But above average people are looking at the situation. Okay, cool. I'm going to exchange time for money, but I'm going to figure out how to eventually get to where my money can buy back more of my time. I was just explaining this to my class at Virginia Union just the other day. I said, man, I'm not average. Yes, at this season of my life, I still do need to have some exchange of time for money. But the philosophy is, when I get the money, how do I reposition that money, at least half of that money, to buy back more of my time? This is why I suggest you check out my friends over there at Moo. Go to anthonyoneal.com/Moo. Get some of this free stock. Start investing. Start working the stock market. You work too hard to be working for the rest of your life and not enjoy a season of it. And I refuse to be 55, 60 years old and still got to work as hard as what I am working today. I want to be real with you for a second. You see, we're living in a world where everybody's got advice about everything. From your finances to your mental health, even down to your relationships. But here's the thing. How do you know what actually works specifically for you? If I'm being vulnerable, I've been there. Scrolling through endless tips and tricks on Instagram and listening to relationship experts who are single on Clubhouse, feeling more confused than when I started. And that's why I started therapy with BetterHelp. And family, I gotta be honest, it was the best decision I ever made. You see, BetterHelp isn't just some app. They've got over 30,000 licensed professional therapists who actually know what they are doing. And with a 4.9 out of 5-star rating review from over 1.7 million different people, it's clear that this actually works. And here's what I love. You can literally hop on a session from anywhere. Car, your office, soccer game, wherever you need that support. And if your therapist isn't the right fit, man, this is amazing. You can switch with absolutely no drama and absolutely no hassle. Whether you're dealing with relationship issues, stress, setting healthy boundaries, or just trying to level up mentally, therapy isn't just for people with major trauma. It's for anyone, including yourself, who wants to become the best version of themselves, better fathers, wives, partners. Listen, my listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/AO. Again, that's betterhelp.com/AO. Family, please do not sleep on your mental health. You deserve that support. This leads me over to mistake number 2, taking on too much debt. And when I say this, listen to me clearly. When I say too much debt, I'm talking about, I firmly believe that we should be 100% consumer debt free. And the only debt that I am okay with is real estate asset debt. Did you know that 15% of Americans regret this one? Did you know the average credit card balance right now is $6,371 at an average interest rate of 20.13%? What? You're paying 20% interest on McDonald's. You're paying 20% interest on a vacation. We're paying 20% interest on liability and not assets. If you only make the minimum payments at the average interest rate of 20.13%, you'll be in debt for more than 18 years and pay thousands, not hundreds, not 20s. You will pay thousands more in interest. family that is not living, that is surviving. That is not thriving, that is living paycheck to paycheck. Anthony, I hear you, man, but I gotta use my credit cards. Ooh, I gotta use my credit cards to survive, just to pay bills. While I have sympathy, while I have love for people that life just hit them out of nowhere, I'm not judging. I'm not talking to that category of people. Here are the people who I'm talking to. You make good money, you just have poor decisions. You have a decent salary. You make a good salary. You make above average salary, but you have poor financial decision making. And people are crying. People are upset at Donald Trump. President Donald Trump. I still got to put some respect on that man's name because he is our president. While I disagree with a lot of things that he says and he does, I still honor and respect the chair of the president. President Donald Trump is not the reason why you're broke. President Donald Trump, the White House, the government is not the reason why you're struggling with money. Now, can they put policies and things in place that can make it harder for us to get there? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here in front on that. But what financial decisions are you making? I'm the guy. My family doesn't like this about me. My family doesn't. If you talk to my mother would think that I have other family members back. If you talk to my brother and sister, they'll think I have the other family members back. Everyone thinks I do not have their back. Why? Because I hold you accountable for the decisions that you make first before we blame someone else. And when I look in the mirror, when I look at my bank account, when I look at my budget, when I look at my financial decisions, I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming the White House. I'm blaming the person I'm looking at in the mirror. You made that decision to spend that money over here. You make the decision to go buy that car. You make the decision to go impress her, to impress him, to do this, to do that. Not them. Before we can blame anybody else, we got to hold ourselves responsible for the decisions that we made. And again, I want to rewind. I am not talking to the people that life hit them. You had a death in your family. You had a job loss. No. I'm not talking about those people who have a legit reason to why they went into debt. And that legit reason, honestly, is a very small number of people. The majority of us, you're living above your means. Why in the heck are you paying 55, 60% for a rent and for mortgage payment? Why in the heck are you buying a $60,000, $70,000 car? Financial decision making, which leads me over to mistake number 3, because when we make poor decisions financially, right? This leads us into mistake number 3, which I think a lot of us are in debt because we overlooked this one. Not saving for emergency expenses. You see, 13% of people regret this. Now, this number actually dropped from 18% per bank rate last year. But here's what's interesting. More women than men struggle with this. This is bank rate. This is not Anthony Oneal. Don't come for me, ladies. Do not come for me. 15% of women say this is their regret compared to 11% of men. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I used to think emergency funds were for other people. I thought, man, I figure it out when something happens. One of the things that bothers me within a certain part of the church world is that, man, I'll just figure it out. God got my back. I have faith. What? That's why a lot of Christians are broke, because you have faith. But what if faith is, I'm going to put money over here because I know that life will happen. And so my faith is going to activate me to pass up on this, store for this, so that way when life happens, when God allows life to happen, I am prepared for when it comes. Because this whole I'll figure it out when something happens, until something did happen, I had to scramble. That's when I learned that emergency funds just isn't about money. It is honestly about a peace of mind.
Your money is sitting in a regular savings, making pennies while inflation is eating lunch. Wow. That emergency fund, that vacation money you've been stashing away, it should be working for you, not just sitting there. Here's the thing. Interest rates change every single month, and most people have no clue they're missing out on some serious money. Every single day, we update our list of high yield savings accounts that are the best so that your money makes more money while you're working, while you're sleeping. We're talking about turning your savings into a wealth building machine. Don't let your hard-earned dollars stay lazy. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/savings right now and see which high yield savings account will put the most money back in your pocket today. Listen, go to anthonyoneal.com/savings, choose an account, put your money in there, and I promise you, your future will say thank you for giving us some more money.
In this season of life, with me being an adjunct professor at Virginia Union University, that is my way of giving back. Currently, as of today, Virginia Union does not pay me to do this. This is a way of me getting my foot into the door. I can't really say too much, but as I am evolving and maturing in life, one of my goals, I'll say it, y'all are family, it's not a secret. I don't need to keep it a secret, but one of my goals is to one day, after I get my terminal degree, be a dean at a HBCU. Be a dean, helping specifically this younger generation get the financial information. So I want to be a dean over the School of Business, to hopefully by the time I turn 50 years old, that I am a HBCU president. So that everyone's been asking me, why are you going back to school? It's because, man, I take what I do seriously, and I want to be impactful. This is not about me being famous. I don't care about fame. I care about, why God put me on this planet. And as I am maturing and as I am evolving, I understand my assignment even more. And that's why I'm going back. And that's why I'm starting my doctorate degree, and we'll be revealing where I'm going here in a little bit, in a couple of months. But why am I saying this, Anthony? It's about savings account. Well, because I am back in school, going for my terminal, my doctorate degree, because I am pretty much a full-time adjunct professor, I've had to scale back on some of the business things. Watch this. And because I scaled back on some of the business things, I kind of downsized our team. And watch this, God naturally downsized our team. And because we naturally downsized my team, because we naturally lost out on a lot of money. Still making millions, right? But we lost out on a lot. But the reason why I have peace is because my emergency savings fund is full, to where I know if life happened, I can survive and live for a year. So I walk around with a peace of mind. I drive back and forth between DC to Richmond, Virginia, Mondays and Wednesdays teaching. I have a level of peace because, watch this, my money is sitting in a savings account that's giving me a 4% to 5% APY, annual percentage throughout the year. So throughout the year, I'm getting an extra 4% of my money for sitting it there rather than letting it sit inside of a regular savings account, which Ed put this up on the screen for people. I'm just giving you all this information as it comes to the top of my head. Interest rates change monthly. And so what I've done is I have a software that every single day we update what the annual interest rate is when it comes to a high yield savings account. So I will always give you the top 3 to 5 high yield savings accounts on there. And so I want you to go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. And if you are saying, you know what, Anthony, I got to get better at this. I need to start setting aside, $1,000, $5,000. Then I need you to click on that account right now. Go over there, just check it out and compare it. If you're paying if you're getting paid 0.02% interest on your savings account, and we can get you 4%, 5%, 3.8%, why not? Heck, you can click on this thing and see what SoFi compares to others. But I love SoFi because when you open up a SoFi savings account, they're not only going to give you a 4% with their premium high yield savings account, but they're going to also give you $300 to go towards your emergency savings and funds. So this is why I'm like, yo, wait a minute, this is free money. So again, go to anthonyoneal.com/savings and do not be a part of the stat that people, watch this, 48% of individuals who make above $100,000 can't even afford a $1,000 emergency fund. Watch this, 52% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. It's not good. But those same people, they driving BMWs, Mercedes S-Class, Mercedes G-Wagons, pulling up to a nice high-rise condo, but don't have your priorities checked. Mistake number 4 that I believe the majority of us watching this today, this is the mistake that we've all made. Mistake number 4 are student loans. 5% of people regret taking on too much student loan debt. Now, this might seem small, but for those dealing with it, it's crushing their dreams of home ownership and building wealth. I'm back in school, man, and I'm teaching consumer economics and financial literacy 101. And I asked my students, how many of you all in here are borrowing money to go to school? And I'll say about 95% of them raised their hand. The 5% that did not raise their hand, the majority of them were on a athletic scholarship, and I think maybe 1 or 2 of them was on an academic scholarship. But the majority of my classroom raised their hands, and I told them, I said, hey man, I'm the guy that wrote the book called Debt Free Degree, How to Go to School Without Borrowing Any Money. Every time I have a new set of students, I give them a copy of that book. And I tell them, I'm like, hey, you're already here. You've already made the decision. I do not want you to drop out of school. But I want you to think about this. You're going to graduate, because we are a private HBCU. So you're going to graduate with about $100,000 and something in student loan debt. Figure out how you can get that to about $60,000 to $70,000. What does this mean? Do not borrow as much as you can. Only borrow as much as you need, because you've already made this decision. And when I started explaining to them, like, hey, this is what happens with student loans. It takes the average person about 20 years to pay back their student loans. You'll be 45, 50 years old, just paying back your degree. And you will pay more for the degree than what you honestly paid the school for the degree. And it feels good to see their eyes open, to see their eyes like, okay, wait, just because they're giving me a refund check of $7,200, I only needed $2,300 to pay for school. Okay, I'm only just take that $2,300 and I'm just gonna go work so I can pay for food. It clicks. I'm getting emails from my students from semesters ago saying, thank you, Anthony, for doing it, because I'm seeing the difference of what I've been borrowing before taking your class. Which leads me to mistake number 5, that I believe a lot of people do not do. And this is why I'm a professor. This is why I want to be a dean. This is why I want to be an HBCU president. This is why I want to be in every church teaching this platform. This is why I'm on here every Monday and Wednesdays dropping this show, because mistake number 5 is not investing in financial education. Now, this one was not directly in the survey, but it's the root of all of the others. If you don't know how money works, if you don't understand how to play the game of money, you're going to make these mistakes. If you're not taking the time to get up every single day and to learn something about money, but you can get up every single day and see what the shade room is talking about, see what the spiritual word is talking about, to see what's popping on social media, to see who she's dating, to see who he's dating. Man, one of my friends just got proposed, and he just put a picture of the hand of his fiance. And I've had so many of my friends, I would say specifically, I say this respectfully, lady friends, text me and call me like, yo, man, I zoomed in on her hand and I saw this crinkle on this hand, on this finger right here. And I was going through his friends and I found 2 ladies with these. Like, which one is it? Is it her? Is it her? Or another one said, man, I think I found the person who he's talking about. I think it's her. I'm like, dang, if you all will put that much information into finding out information to change your life, rather than finding out information about someone else's life, you will be wealthier. You will be out of debt. But we channel our energy, we channel our creativity into things that brings no substance into our life, that brings us things that is only pleases our flesh, but it just doesn't impact our families. It doesn't change our financial future. It doesn't do anything. And sometimes I just scream and I laugh like, wow. You're the same person that's asking me for financial advice, but you just spent a whole day looking at this hand, looking at this thing on the body, trying to figure out who it is, and you think you found the person. What if you channeled that same energy into the things that matter? Let me calm down. That's a clip right there. What if? But here's what's really got me about this survey. 43% of people with financial regrets haven't made any progress this year. That means they know they have a problem, but they're not doing anything about it. That's not going to be you. Not on my watch. Not in this community. So what do we do about it? I've given you the mistakes. I've outlined the issues. I'm going to give you what I call the financial recovery method. 5 steps that can turn any of these regrets around. Here's step number 1. You got to face the truth. You got to face the truth, and you got to look at your numbers, your real numbers. I don't care how scary they are. I don't care if they make you sick to your stomach. You can't fix what you do not face. This means you got to have a budget. And we're going to link our budget link. It's only $9.99 where you can put your numbers on there and you can get it all fixed. It's $9.99. Come this October, November, when we launch officially the In the Black community. If you are a part of the community, you're going to get this 100% free for just being a part of the community. But you cannot change something if you don't know what your numbers are. So I want you to get this budgeting Excel sheet and Google sheet, whichever one you want. We're eventually going to turn it into an app. And look at your real numbers. Here's step number 2. Start where you are. You don't need to be perfect, all right? You just need to start. Even a $25 a month going into a Moo account is better than 0. Watch this. $100 a month tithing. I'm not even going to go there today with you. $100 a month tithing, showing God that you are trying is better than showing God that you ain't trying. I'm not gonna go there today. Step number 3, automate your mandatory bills. Set up automatic transfers to your high yield savings. You should automatically be doing this to your 401k, which it should be a Roth 401k with a match. Make it so you don't have to even think about it. My financial advisor, she just pulls money out of my business account and out of my personal account automatically. Because I don't even want to think about it. Before I go out on any dates, before I spend money on any of the things that are nice, man, I automatically invest into myself. I pay my tithes once a quarter, I'm being honest, because of how I get paid from my business, right? And then I do a big offering at the end of the year. But yourself, you should automatically be doing these things, especially if you know you're not mature enough, watch this, to do it yourself. Step 4, get the right tools. Open that high yield savings account. I told you earlier, go to anthonyoneal.com/savings, and I'm going to give you 3 to 5 banks that will give you the best high interest rate. Stop giving your money to these other banks, I don't want to name them, who do not care about you enough to take care of you. These high yield savings accounts and Moo, man, they're giving you the best interest. They're giving you the best bang for your buck. So go to anthonyoneal.com/savings to get the best, to choose from one of the best high yield savings account. I personally like SoFi, but I'm gonna give you options. Whatever best fits your needs, man, check them out. Then also go over to Moo, anthonyoneal.com/Moo if you're looking for the best software to help you start investing. And what we're going to be doing for Moo here soon is we're going to do a how to start with Moo. So I'm going to do a whole breakdown of how to invest with Moo. All right. Step number 5, keep learning. Keep rocking with me. Mondays and Wednesdays, our show comes on live. If you go to anthonyoneal.com and click join the family, man, every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, I'm sending out emails that is knowledge-based. We're posting blogs and articles on my website, and we send out an email about those to where we're always educating you on certain things. And I cannot wait for what we're doing for the inner Black community. It's going to be something special that I believe we're going to have 10,000 people a part of this community that is going to help all people, but specifically people of color, get out of the red and get into the black. Listen, every day you wait is costing you money and compound interest. But here's the beautiful thing about starting today. Even if you're 40 and have nothing saved, you can still build wealth if you're consistent. Now, the survey also shows something that broke my heart. 30% of Americans say cheaper essentials like gas and groceries would improve their financial situation more than anything else. That tells me people are struggling just to cover the basics. But here's what I want you to understand. Even when money is tight, even when you're choosing between gas and groceries, you can still take small steps toward your financial future. So family, here's what I need you to do right now. First, be honest with yourself. Which of these 5 mistakes are you making? I need you to drop a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this on the podcast, hey, just jump over to YouTube real quick and drop a comment and let me know. My team and I, we read through every one. Second, if you want the complete system I use to go from financial stress to financial peace, I need you to grab my book, Take Your Seat at the Table. I put everything in there from a simple a mindset shift that is super important to, the money aspect. And so we're going to have that up on the screen. Get your copy today. You can get it on Amazon or any major bookstore, or you can just go to anthonyoneal.com to get the book. Third, I need you to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, listen, we're building a community of people who are serious about changing their financial lives. I am excited about it. I'm excited about what God is going to be doing with us. We got a lot of things coming next year. Even into this year, we're going to officially launch the community to where we can all get closer and get around like-minded people. But next year, we're going to be launching events, new books, new products, and new local city meetups where we can get our in the Black community closer to where we can hold each other accountable. But I need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel and over on podcasts. Y'all, we're about to hit 1 million subscribers. Like this is just crazy to me that Anthony Oneal has 1 million people who trust him on YouTube alone. Our total community right now is a little over 2 million when we look at all of our channels. But man, 1 million people alone on YouTube is just amazing. And for those of you all who watch it, thank you. Listen, financial regrets doesn't have to be permanent. You have the power to change your story today. Don't be part of the 43% who know they have a problem, but don't do anything, I would say, about it. Take action. Your future self will thank you. And that's today's show. 36 minutes on the dot. We're trying to get the show shorter, straight to the point with content so you can get on with your day. Go check out another podcast. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's your boy, Anthony Oneal. Do something. Do something. All right? We'll see you in the next show. Peace out.